You guys are welcome. You are welcome. Let me know your name and where you are joining us from in the comment section. And you can also drop your question in the comment section so that I can attend to it. Okay, Hebrew, you are highly welcome. Ezekiel, you are welcome. Wow, Hebrew is joining us from Kaduna, Nigeria. How is Kaduna today? Okay, there's a question asked by Fidelis Sunday. He said, how can he find fancy doors and window and how to landscape? So I'll be explaining that now. Let me share my screen. I will share my screen now so that you can see what I'm doing on my screen. Are you guys see my screen? Okay, Ayodele, you can see my screen. Very good. Ayodele, thank you so much for that feedback. Okay, so I will show you guys now how you can design or model a door in Revit architecture. So you are going to open your project. Let's open a project first. So I'm going to click on the project. I'll click new. Then I'm going to click browse and look for on this generic. Let's go up a little bit. I go to templates and here we have generic, we have US metric. Okay, nothing is in US metric. Okay, let's open the generic and here we are going to look for default metric. Let's look for default Chinese, English. Okay, let's use this one. For your information, I'm using Revit 2019 for the purpose of this training. So I'm going to open this default MENU, click open and click OK. It's updating it from Revit 2017 to 2019. It's actually a template that I loaded from somewhere else. Okay, so the template has launched and I'm going to draw a wall first. Let me simply draw a wall. Okay, Dauda is asking a question. How do I do ridge on a roof in Revit? Okay, how to do ridge on a roof in Revit. Okay, Dauda, thank you for that question. I'll be responding to it. Right now, I am responding to a question asked by Fidelis. Okay, Fidelis asked how he can get fancy door. I believe he is asking how he can just download it and start using it. But unfortunately, most of the things online are not in Revit format. It is difficult to download Revit families on, they are not very rare. So you can easily model your own. You can model your own family. So now I have created a door, a wall. Let's look at it in 3D so that you see the wall I've created. Okay, you can see the wall here. So let me go to file and click new, then click family. I want to show you guys how you can model your own door. so that you don't depend on what is in Revit. Okay, so look for door. Look for door. You can see door here, metric door. Select it to open. All right, here it is. This is the default door. So you can start modeling your own right from here. This is the floor plan of the door you are about to model. All right. So you look at it in 3D now. This is Familiy editor. Okay, here you can model your door family. Okay, you can see this right up is actually blocking us from seeing some parts. So I can reduce the scale. Let me reduce the scale to something like 10. Now we can see the way the door look originally. Okay, so if you look at it, the door actually open. It has already opened a wall. So you can let's assume you have a door that the top is an arc. The top is an arc. So in that case, you are going to edit the opening. Okay, let's try and select the opening first. Let me show you the opening. If I go to reference level and I hover my cursor somewhere here, you see that my cursor is indicating cut, open cut. Can you see that? Hover your cursor very well somewhere here. You see opening cut. So select it. Okay, now that I've selected, you see edit sketch somewhere here. Click edit sketch. And while these are the elevation that you can use to edit whatever you are editing, select it and click open. Okay, now you can see the original opening was a rectangle. Assuming I want to change it to arc, let's say the door I have is an arc, the top is an arc. I'm just giving an assumption. Okay, in that case, I'm going to delete this top and grab this one. Then click here and create your arc. You can even create any type of arc you want. Okay. Okay, let's say I want a shallow arc. That is it. Okay. Then once you are satisfied with what you have done, you can finish it. You can click here to finish it. Please, if you cannot see my screen, you let me know. Okay, somebody say you cannot hear me. Dauda say you cannot hear me. Wow. Who else is not hearing me? Who else is not hearing me? Dauda say he cannot hear me. Please, if you cannot hear me, let me know in the comment section, please. Who is hearing me? If you can hear me, indicate in the comment section so that I will know whether it's peculiar to Dauda alone. Okay. Okay, Dauda, you are hearing me now. Very good. You are hearing me now. Okay. So let's proceed. Let's share my screen again. Okay, so I have finished that. You can see where the opening is passing through. All right, now we can go ahead and edit this architrave. If you look at the architrave, while the architrave is selected, if you look at the way they model it with extrusion. Can you see that? That is why it's giving you option to edit extrusion. So you are going to see edit. Click edit to edit it. And you are going to delete this one. You are going to delete this one because the one we'll be creating now will follow our arc. So you are going to pick line, can pick line and select this. Click on arrow to exit and select your dimension. Then know the measurement of this architrave is 75 mm. So you are going to select this modify to exit. Now you are going to offset this one. You can offset this one or you can create another one, any one you want. Let's offset it by 75. 75. Let's offset it by 75 and let's use trim to blend it. Okay, you can even work on the material here. The material for the architrave, I think we are going to use wood. Let's select the material. I can start from here, duplicate and select architrave. Okay, then for the render appearance, select this one and double click on one of these. Look for wood. Okay, here is wood. Then double click, select any of this door, and you see this little button, the color editor. Click on this and you see it has updated to wood now. Can you see that? Then click apply, click OK, and that is your architrave. Let's look at it in 3D. Okay, the one we have done now is the one of the exterior. Can you see? The one of the exterior has been done. So we have to work on the one in the interior as well. Select it and click edit. Then go to the interior elevation and delete this one first. Delete this one and pick this line here. Then offset by 75. Then click on the arrow to exit and pick trim now. Then click here, click here, click here, click here, and that is that. If you look at it in 3D now, I believe it's done now. Yeah, it is done. Can you see? Okay, so that is our opening. Let's load it into, before we load it into our project, we have to save it first. Let's say file. You click on this file, save as, select family, and go to your, you can even save it in this folder, RVT 2019. Then go to any folder you want to save it in. Let me select this particular one, and let me select US metric. Let me look for door. Okay, door, and I will give it a name. Let's say RVT Tutorial. You can give, the name doesn't matter. Any name you give it, make sure you know the name so that any day you are looking for it, you go there direct. And on the option, we only need one backup, and click OK. Then click Save. Okay, now that we have saved it now, we can load it into our project now. And this is the project we are working on. Okay, let's look at it. You can see it's there. The door is there now. Okay, door is very much there. And if we set our visual style to shaded now, you see that that place is just empty. There is no panel yet, no door panel yet. So we still have more things to create. So it depends on the kind of panel you want to create. If you want to make it complex, you want to make it very fancy, like Fidelis was asking, in that case, you need to spend time with the door. But the good part is that once you have created one door, you can use it many times, multiple times. Anytime you want to use it, you can use it. So, but the day you are going to model the door, you may spend time, especially if the door you are modeling is complex. Okay, so now it doesn't have panel yet, so we can create a panel for it. So you can simply select it again and hit Edit Family. Hit Edit Family, and here we are going to create our panel. And the panel I want to create for the purpose of this tutorial will be simple. We don't have enough time, and I don't want to rush it so that you guys can understand it. So I am simply going to use extrusion to create the panel. And for me to do that, I will need to go to exterior. Okay, so I am in exterior now, and I'm going to pick on the create here, create tab. I'll simply click on create and go to extrusion. Then I'm going to pick, and I'm going to pick all this reference plane, lock it, pick the reference plane, lock it, pick this one, lock it. Now remaining this arc. Okay, let's just pick this arc. Okay, let's not lock it here because it might give us some issue. Let's leave that one for now. If the door you are creating is complex, you have to spend time with it, and you really need to know what you are doing. So if you are just starting, if you are a learner, start with a simple door first. Start modeling simple door. Then gradually you'll be graduating to modeling complex doors. All right. So I'm going to finish it, and you can work on the material. Since this is a panel, I select the material, and of course I want the material to be wood, so I will give it a name, panel, and click apply, click OK. Now we are not done with it yet. Go to the floor plan. You see that the panel is too thick, so let's make it very thin as possible. Let's make it as thin as possible, like that. And let's look at it in 3D now. Look at it in 3D. You see what we have. Let's change this visual style to shaded. Okay. Let's look the other side of it. It's still looking like, okay, it's not looking like wood the way we want it. Okay, let's still work on it, especially this architrave. Let's select it, and on the material, click edit, and on the graphics here, you are going to check this box so that it will use render appearance. Okay, and click apply, click OK. It should look like the way we want it now. Can you see? It's now looking like wood now. Okay, let's select this panel also. Okay, do you know why I cannot select it? Because this button is not on. You need to on this button so that you'll be able to select the face. Okay, I'm sure you are seeing it. So I cannot select the face now, and click the panel. We are still working on the material. Then while you have selected the panel, check this box here, use render appearance, and click apply, click OK, and boom, that is it. It's now looking like wood now. Okay, so we can load it into our project now. And now, since we have loaded it into our project before and we are trying to reload it again, it will always ask this question. So when this question is asked, you click on this override the existing version, and it is going to override the existing version, and that is it. That is our door there. That door is different from what you will see in Revit Familiy. You may not see exactly this type in Revit Familiy because I decide to model it. So Mr. Fidelis, if you still want to create some interesting features on it, then you really need to arm yourself with modeling in Revit. You have to be very good in modeling in Revit. Okay, so the knowledge of modeling, your modeling skill in Revit, you can transfer it to modeling in your family, to modeling your family, and make it look exactly what you want. All right, there's one door I modeled some time ago. The door was complex, but I cannot lay my hand on it now. But this particular door I've just modeled now is very, very simple. Okay, it's simple. All right, let me see if I can attempt to answer another question. let me attempt to answer another question. So, Mr. Fidelis, your question is answered halfway. I've shown you how you can model your own door from Revit Familiy now. So on this basis, you can model any type of door, no matter how complex it is. It will only take you time. Okay, and once you have modeled it, you can use it any project you want to use it, as long as you want to use it. It's a question of saving it, and you can be moving from one project to another project. So if the door is worth taking time to model, why not take your time and model it? So let me pick the other question now and ask it and answer it. Okay, Mr. Dauda asked a question. How do I create ridges on the roof? Okay, I'm going to answer that question now. How to create ridge cap. Okay, so before we create ridge cap, we need to place a roof on this building first. So let's go to level 2, for instance. Let's go to level 2 and let's grab our roof on the architecture. Select roof, and we'll select roof by footprint. Then I'm going to select peak. The offset will be 600, and make sure this define slope is selected, and you are going to pick the external wall and like that. I want to make it as simple as possible. Then you are going to finish it. Let me select no for now. Then I look at it in 3D. Sorry, my system is slowing down because of, okay, the roof is not looking what I want, so I'm going to edit it. And before, I will duplicate it first and give it a name. I want to give it roof and click OK. Then the thickness, the thickness will be just 5 mm. Then the material, I'll look for, let me search for roof if I can see it here. Roof, I cannot see it here. Since I cannot see it, let me just pick any material, duplicate, and give it roof. Okay, then I go to appearance. I click on this and go to this second one. I normally see most of my material from this second one. If you are using Revit 2019, you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I pick from that and I look for roof. Roof is under R. Okay, can you see? Double click on it to expand this. Okay, and pick the one you love most. I think I love this, so I'm going to click on, you can click on this button here. You can also right click and click replace in editor, and boom, it is there. You can see this is the roof we want And once you have gotten that, on the appearance here, make sure this button is checked so that it will show the exact color that is going to render, and click apply, click OK, click OK again, click OK. And now this is our roof. Let's go to one of the elevations. Okay, this our wall is going above the level, so I select all the wall using filter. So only the wall is what we want to select. Then once that wall is selected, I'm going to go to top constraint, and set it to level 2 and click apply. The wall are where I want it to be now. You look at it in 3D now. All right, this is it. Okay, so now we'll not waste time on other things again. We are going straight to creating our ridge cap. Okay, so to create your ridge cap, first you need to create your profile. You need to create the profile for your ridge cap, and in doing that, you go to File, New, Family, and go to Profile. Just look for Profile. This is Profile, and click Open. While it's opening, let me check your comment. Okay, Samuel say you can hear me. All right, very good. Now I am going to pick a line and sketch. First of all, I want my ridge to be something like 250. I want it to be arc, and the diameter will be 250 mm or 225. Okay, if it's going to be 225, it means that from the center I'm going to go 112.5 and press enter. Then escape, come to the middle again, go to the left and type 112.5, press enter. Okay, then I want to create the arc now. I'll go here, select arc, pick the edge, pick this edge, and form an arc there. Okay, so that is our profile for our ridge cap. Then I'm going to click File, Save As, Family, and we are not going to save it inside door family. Let's save it inside US metric. Let's look for, do we have roof? We don't have roof family, so let's save it inside generic. Make sure where you are saving it to is where you can always see it. Okay, there is no generic here. Let's save it in casework. I just drop it somewhere here and give it a name as all. Let's go back. I think we can see profile there. Let's see if we can see profile. Profile is here. Let's save it inside profile. We have roof. Then we can save it inside this roof folder and give it a name as ridge ridge cap profile, and on the option make sure it's 1 and click OK, then save it. Okay, we have saved it. Then we are going to load it into our project now. Load it into our project, and it is inside this project now. Okay, then we are going to go to, let's go to sites on the project browser. Site is where you can easily get your roof. Okay, I always advise my students, don't always delete this site. It's very, very helpful. All right, so I am going to go to, when you are under architecture, go to roof, look for roof and see the drop down. Okay, see the drop down and pick this particular one, roof fascia. Pick this one. Let's save our work. It's asking us to save, and I want to save it inside this folder, Revit Tutorial Masterclass, live training 12/05/24. Okay, on the option, I'm saving the file we are working on. I will save it. I'll save it now. Okay, now let's even look at it in 3D first. Okay, this saving has, let me start all over so that you guys can get it. I believe you can get it. So you go to roof and pick this roof fascia, then click edit and duplicate it, then give it a name as ridge cap, then click OK. That is the name. Then for the profile, you can see profile here. Click on this drop down and look for the one we modeled before. This is the one we modeled. Can you see that here? Pick that one. And for the material, select the roof material. You can even duplicate this one and give it a name as ridge cap. Then click OK. Click OK. Now you can now drop it at the edges of this, at the ridge of this roof. Okay, you can see how I am dropping it now. You can see how I am dropping it. So that is how you can create your ridge cap. This look realistic. Can you see that? Okay, so Dauda, I believe your question is answered now. Dauda, I believe your question is answered. Okay. Who else have other question? Who else have other question? Dauda, are you still in the house? I believe you are in the house because we are answering your question now. I believe you have learned a lot. You have learned how to create your ridge cap now, Mr. Dauda Sahid. Who else have other question? Drop it in the comment section so that I can respond to it. Arikpo, you are highly welcome. Okay, Dauda, thank you for that feedback. Thank you for responding. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so for those of you who have not gained access to Revit Tutorial Masterclass yet, if you really want to learn Revit fast, I recommend you gain access to my complete Revit Tutorial Masterclass. That is where you are going to get the full video, and there are some other things, several benefits you gain from that course. So if you are not yet in that course, I think you are missing a lot. Okay, because if you really want to learn Revit, then you need to learn fast so that you can deliver fast. If you have a job and you cannot deliver up to expectation, then very soon your company will start looking outside for somewhere else, and that is not a good thing. So I highly recommend that you gain access to Revit Tutorial Masterclass so that you can be proficient in the use of Revit architecture. If you are on this call today, you are just going to get it at 30,000 Naira only. And if you are not in Nigeria, then you are going to get it at 50 US dollar only. That is very cheap compared to the knowledge you are going to get there. The benefits you are going to get from the training is very cheap. Thank you for joining us today. I believe we don't have further question. Okay, Dauda is saying, boss, give me tips on how to start doing interior. Okay, you want to learn how to do interior? Dauda want to learn how to do interior. You know, in doing interior comprises of so many things. Modeling is there, and you have to import some models. Like, depends on the interior you are working on. There are some models that you may not need to model it yourself, that you just buy from online. And online are or 3ds. Most of them are SketchUp, 3ds Max. Yeah, that is the way most of. Since they are in SketchUp and 3D software that combine all, you can import Lumion. You can import file into Lumion so that you download your model from anywhere you want to download it from, and you import it to Lumion. So if you want to learn how to really do your interior, I will recommend you learn how to model it in Revit, especially your room. If it is a room, you will first model the room in Revit. Then as per the furniture and other small things like the decoration, other small things like there's no way you'll be able to model something like fabric, like cloth. You can't model that in Revit. So those kind of things, you need to buy them or you download them. There are some sites you can download for free. Download them, and the software that can give you that access quickly are 3ds Max and Lumion. Okay, so If you have not yet gained access to my Lumion Tutorial Masterclass, I will recommend you gain access to Lumion so that you can do your interior, you can render it, you can model it first in Revit. Then when it comes to rendering and application of those small tools, like those small decorative features, you can now do that in Lumion. All right, so that is how you go about that interior. So, let me share my screen so that I will tell you a little bit on how to model interior. So I'll share my screen now. Okay, so assuming you want to model the interior of this, if you want to model the interior now, let me go to site and I will draw the base so that our project will be sitting on a solid base. It's like interlock now. So if I go to 3D now, you see that our project is sitting on a solid ground. And since it's sitting on a solid ground, you can't see the inside. Can you? You cannot. Okay, since you cannot see the inside, what you do is you will go here. You go here. And on the property palette here, you see section box. Can you see that? Simply check this. And the moment you check that, you see this box will come out. Okay, can you see that? Since this box has come out now, you can now select the box and drag it in. Drag it in again. Now you can now see the inside of your building. If you want to see it from up, you hold on this section box, drag it down. All right, now you can see whatever you are modeling, you can see what you are modeling now. You know, the most important part of your interior is the modeling first. No matter how you know how to render, if the modeling is not detailed, it will still not come out. So you need to see what you are doing here. You can see what you are doing in 3D. And when you want to see some part of it, you can also use section to see some part of what you are modeling. If I go to floor plan now, I go to any of this floor plan and I grab my section. Let me grab my section here and I cut my section through here. Let's say I want to model certain things here. I go to this section, right click on it and see, go to view. Okay, now you can model anything you want to model here. If you have knowledge on modeling, how to use extrusion, how to use sweep, you model whatever I want to model here. For the sake of time, we will not be able to model the interior now. But with this clue, you already know how to model interior. With these two things I've shown you now, you can use your section to open any parts of your interior and model what you want to model. And if you want to see it in 3D, you use this section box now and see it in 3D. And when you are done with whatever I want to see, go back to that view, that 3D view, and if you are done with this, drag this, make sure what you are dragging up is the section box. Okay, if you hover your cursor, you see it's showing control, then drag it up. Select this control again, drag it up. Okay, so when you are done, if you don't want to show the section box again, go back to your project browser, sorry, your property palette, and uncheck this box, and you see it is gone. So that I believe I have answered your question. This tip I give you now is enough for you to model interior. Very good interior. All right. Can model. What will be left is how to render. So let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, Mr. Sahid, are you still there? Okay, Sahid is saying, how do I do it? Okay, assuming I want to create void on the roof. You want to create void on the roof. Okay. Wow, that you are asking so many questions. So many questions at the same time. You want to create void. You want to model interior. Okay, so you have already learned how to model roof, ridge cap, and you have learned how to model interior. So if you want to, this is the last question I'm going to attempt. After this one, no more. So if you want to open your roof, let me share my screen so that you can see what I'm doing. If you want to open your roof, you go to, so assuming I want to open part of this, so what I will do is, if you go to the architecture tab here, if you go towards this area, you see vertical. Can you see this vertical opening? Select that one and select your roof. Go to site and draw the outline of where you want to open. Let's say I want to open somewhere here. Assuming I want to open somewhere here, and I finish this one now, you see that roof has been opened. Can you see that? That roof has opened. And this ridge is in that case, what I'm going to do now, I need to remove this ridge, and I can use this to remove it. Add or remove. Okay, so we can delete this one for now. You can see you have opened your roof. Can you see that? So now that you have opened your roof, let's see if we can add our ridge cap back. Let's try it. We go to roof. We go to roof. On the drop down, select roof fascia and make sure ridge cap is still selected, and I can now pick this. Okay, you can now see that since opening was created before I do the ridge cap, is now respecting our opening now. Otherwise, if you do the ridge cap before you open, it will not respect the opening. Opening cannot cut it. Okay, that will show you that you need to open your roof first before you do your ridge cap. Okay, can you see that? So that is how you can open your roof? I believe that question is answered. That question has been answered. Am I correct? Okay, somebody want to talk. Okay. Abu Akar and Deyemo. I'm going to give you opportunity now to talk, starting from Abu. Abu, so are you in? I have given you opportunity to talk now. Okay, I believe Abu is no longer in the room. Okay, so Mr. Deyemo Muritala, let me give you opportunity to talk. Okay, are you still in the room? Okay, it's like they are no longer in the room. Okay, maybe network has knocked them out. All right, so this is where we are going to round up for today. This is where we are going to round up for today. Okay, Dauda Sahid say, thank you so much. Thank you. You are welcome. Okay. From Adeyemo Moritala, my question is spiral landing and my improper handrail. Okay, Mr. Moritala is having issue with staircase. That's if you are having a spiral landing and improper handrails. Okay, Mr. Moritala, your question came a little bit late. We are almost rounding up for today's live training. We are rounding up now, so we will not be able to attend to that now. So I will attend to your question some other time so that we can round up for today. We cannot attempt to do everything today. All right, so this is where we are going to wrap up the training for today. Thank you for coming around, and I believe you have learned a lot from this training today. That is the most we can do now. So I will see you in the next training. Bye.